Express is a popular Node framework for creating server applications. In this video, we'll use a command line tool to help generate the basic structure for an Express application. First, let's install the command line tool. Now, you may have already done this earlier in the course by using npm install-g express. Doing this automatically installs the very latest version of Express. Now, Express may have been significantly updated since the recording of this video, but the version I'm using will still be available. To use the version I'm using, type npm install-g express at 3.4.x. This will install the latest patched version of Express 3.4. Of course, if you're not an administrator on the computer or you don't otherwise have permission to write to the global node modules folder, start your command with sudo. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to hit the up button on my keyboard. I'm going to go to the beginning of the line, and I'm going to add sudo here because I do not have permission to write to that folder. It's going to ask me for my password, and now it installs that version of Express. So now that Express is installed, let's use it. I'm going to change directory to the desktop. I'm going to type cd space and then capital D for desktop, and then I'm going to hit return. Now I'm going to use the Express command line tool. Type in express and then space, and now I'm going to type in airline. And what this is going to do is it's going to create a folder named airline, and it's going to put all the code for the project in there. So now let's change directory into airline and install all the dependencies. We can do this all in one line. So I'm just going to copy those commands and paste, and then hit return. So now that it's installed all those dependencies, I'm going to type node space app, and that's going to start the application, and saying that the server is now listening on port 3000. So let's go to the web browser and load up localhost at port 3000. So now we get a welcome screen to Express. At the moment, the sample application generated by the Express command line tool is pretty minimal, but it has everything you need. It even has a couple of sample routes to help get you started. However, we're going to be building our own application with our own assets, so there's a little bit of cleanup we'll need to do before we get started. So let's start doing that cleanup now. Take the airline folder and open it in Sublime Text or any other text editor. Let's open up app.js. First, there's a user object that's being created when we require route/user. We're not going to be using this object. It's a sample that was included by the Express command line tool. So just remove line 8 entirely. And then down on line 30, remove the route for users. Also go to routes and remove the user.js file. Next, go to the views folder. A couple of views are already included with this application skeleton, but we're not going to be using them. We're going to be creating some views later, so let's delete these for now. Finally, go to the public folder. This is where all of your front-end assets are hosted from. So if you have any images or JavaScript files or style sheets that should go to the browser, you would put them in the public folder. We're going to be adding our own assets later, so for the moment, let's clean out this folder. Now the Express application skeleton is cleaned out and ready to go. In the next video, we'll start building out the application using the module we built earlier.